Hello there, Atheist Junior here, your friend and humble narrator, and I'm back with another edition of my Whack an Atheist live stream. I didn't necessarily plan on doing another one of these videos so soon, but Kent Hovind decided to do Whack an Atheist about yours truly 2 weeks in a row. Although I guess in fairness, Kent wasn't at 100% last week. He was apparently having some type of symptoms of something called a TIA, a TIA or a mini stroke. Excuse me. And I got a lot of comments from you guys that were extending courtesy or nice comments to me for extending courtesy to Kent in the way that I sort of reacted to that video, sort of holding back from outright mocking him. I said that not even Kent Hovind deserves to be mocked for having medical issues, because that's just not a state where somebody is at their best, and just seems kind of cruel. And I really appreciated those comments. And I got a lot of comments saying that, and saying that Kent Hovind would not extend that same kindness to me or to somebody else if the situation was reversed. And he will read some of these comments today and say, "Oh, of course I would do that. Of course I would do that. If you got ran over by a car, I would go and help you, and then while you were bleeding out on the ground, I would try and get you saved." But then I noticed Kent said something like, he's always challenging me to another debate, which I don't want to do. And he said, because of his TIA, that would level the playing field if we had another debate. Wow. Let's get into the video, guys.
Adventureland in Lenox, Alabama, August 31st, 2022. Somebody gave me a SpongeBob shirt. Not only that, you're not going to believe it, guys. It's a super SpongeBob with a cape. Super SpongeBob. Yeah. You folks who imagine we all came from a dot of nothing.
It's super tight fitting.
We're here to help you. We really are. Welcome to Dinosaur Adventureland. We believe the Bible is true. God made everything in 6 days. Whack an Atheist Wednesday with Dr. Kent, the science gent. Look at this. Even says Dr.
Look at this. Look at Hovind.
Kent, the science gent on the cup. That's proof of something to somebody somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's about as legitimate of proof that you are a doctor as your actual diploma.
Yeah. Okay. So some narrow-minded bigots object to me being called doctor because I didn't get my degrees from their accredited, approved indoctrination centers.
Wrong. There are Christian schools that can give out degrees in evolutionary biology. There are lots of Christians who accept evolution and have gone to schools, either a Christian school or a secular school, that is accredited and can give out degrees in a field like evolutionary biology or any field of science. And those degrees are legitimate, Kent. And the difference between your degree and those degrees is that the credits would not transfer to a legitimate college. If you were trying to transfer schools, you would not be able to transfer with your diploma from Patriot Bible Trailer.
I don't care what they think. I identify as a doctor. Some of you want to identify as a woman or a male or a pig or something else? Okay. They call me by my preferred title. This is all a joke, folks. Okay, calm down, relax, okay?
It's all a joke. So your title of doctor is a joke because you don't take people who use pronouns who are trans, you don't take those seriously. So are we to interpret that your pronoun of doctor is not actually serious? Because there's a difference between just a pronoun and a personal pronoun. Okay, there's gender pronouns, also called personal pronouns, that are like he, him, or she, her, or they, them, which is gender neutral and can refer to a singular person. But doctor is not one of those. Okay? So, like, your joke just fails. By definition, Kent, your joke fails. It's not good. And it's kind of a self-own also.
I think they're a bigot. All right, let's see. I worked hard for my degrees, which is true. I don't know or care if they worked hard for theirs. If someone gets a DR from one of their schools and comes out believing they're related to a banana and a worm, I don't like their degree either. But I still call them doctor if they identify as one. Let's focus on the real debate at hand. I wear red typically, which my red shirt is
Is Kent colorblind?
somewhere. Oh, right here. Okay. But I took it off when I saw the SpongeBob. There, the red shirt. So just imagine you're getting whacked by somebody with a red shirt, like the bull, just to, well, antagonize them a little bit. Dinosaurs lived with man. Evolution's a religious cult. There's nothing scientific about evolution at all. Nobody's ever seen a cow produce a non-cow, ever.
That is a straw man misrepresentation of evolution, Kent. Evolution does not say that a horse gives birth to a cow. It does not say that. That would be a violation of evolutionary law like the law of monophily, and it would actually disprove evolution. Can you please stop using this straw man? I know you won't, but you really should.
You can't even imagine how it could happen. But they think a cow came from an amoeba. You guys stop and think. Come visit our dinosaur adventureland in Lenox, Alabama, 1 mile north of downtown Lenox. If you can make it through the traffic of downtown Lenox, there's Genesis Baptist Church, and we believe the Bible's true. And no atheists were harmed in the making of this video. It's just a joke. Calm down. Relax, okay? We whack them down like you do whack-a-mole to try to wake them up.
I understand that they then can sound weird for a single person, but think about it like this. If you get cut off in traffic, somebody could ask you, hey, why are you in such a bad mood? Oh, they cut me off. Or if somebody left you a message on your answering machine and they were like, who called? And the person says, I don't know, but they left a message. I mean, that's referring to a single person.
Guys, even small children can learn. Evolution is really, really dumb, guys. Like, really dumb. You believe you came from a rock? Yeah. And it's fun. We love doing it. Okay. This whacking is for your own good. Wake them up before it's too late. So there we go. Bible says the fool said in his heart, there's no God. The fool said in his heart, there's no God. I believe that, and you're a fool if you don't believe in God. We're here to help. We really are. There are two ways to be fooled. One is to believe what isn't true. The other is to refuse to believe what is true. Good thinking. Okay?
You are guilty of both of those.
This pamphlet's blank. Yes, we're atheists. What exactly do you believe in? Okay. We're doing it for your own good. We have to push, if I had to push you out of the hard, or out of the way of, or whack you to get you out of the way of a speeding car, I think you would thank me, wouldn't you? Instead of being mad? Yeah. Pay attention, boy. This is for your own good. Okay. I've had a very busy week. Okay. So I picked a soft target again. I'm sorry. But AJ, Atheist Jr., Mr. Patterson, did another video.
There we go. Okay, I'm happy we could get my last name in there this time. Kent, I'm a little confused as to why you have to keep inserting my last name into videos. And like, yeah, that is my last name, but I really I don't care. But like, I also have never made that public information on YouTube or Twitter. So it's kind of like a dick move for you to be doing that. I mean, when I refer to you, Kent, I don't constantly say Kent Hovind guilty of domestic abuse, Kent Hovind guilty of beating his wife, Kent Hovind, his favorite dinosaur is Slamosaurus X. I don't say that.
About me. He doesn't learn to stay down. So thank you, Mr. Patterson, for being willing to debate me several times about the creation evolution topic. And thank you for your concern about my health. I apparently did have some kind of mini stroke, I guess, last Wednesday, was it, or 2 weeks ago? Last Wednesday, yeah. I feel great now. I've taken a lot of vitamins and stuff. Feel good. Okay. Get our video series on science in the Bible. 18 hours, $50 for the whole thing. Watch that. It'll change your life. Send it back when you're done. Get your money back, minus the shipping cost, okay? Give my book about the future, what the Bible teaches, what on earth is about to happen, or our video series on that. If you're concerned about what's happening, this will help you. If you're not concerned, you better get concerned. It's coming like a freight train. Folks, it's coming.
Just scare those people. Can't sell those DVDs. That's some good fear-mongering.
It's all prophesied in the book of Revelation and Daniel. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
tonight, Whacking Atheist Wednesday on the 31st, and we're going to pick on Atheist Jr. again. You know, his channel, Matt, all of his videos that I can see are about me or you.
All of my videos? Because this seems like a very cherry-picked screenshot, Kent. Because if you were to actually click on the videos tab, you would see, at least if you, at the time of you filming this video, you would have seen that out of my last 6 uploads, 3 of them were about Ken Hovind and 3 of them were about other people. You know, I had a video about Andrew Tate, I had a video about Richard Dawkins and Wendy Wright, and then I had a video about a different preacher who was trying to refute atheism. So those videos weren't about you, Kent, but you're not going to show that because that doesn't fit into your like fake narrative that, oh, all my videos, all of Atheist Junior's videos about Kent Hovind. Okay, well, it's my channel. I'll make as many videos as about you as I want, and shut up.
His whole channel is a hate Kent Hovind, hate Matt Powell. Okay. Let's see. Kent Hovind. Now, we try to make our channel about a lot of good things. We try to build people, not just tear down. His whole
No, I disagree.
channel is to tear down Kent Hovind. Look at his playlist. That's it. That's all the playlist right there. Okay. Well, we have all kinds of stuff on a whole variety of topics. We have stuff. I've done quite a few debates, but he's done all kinds of stuff Atheist has against Kent Hovind. Anti-Kent Hovind, anti-Kent Hovind. Okay. Kent Hovind banned from YouTube. Are we banned from YouTube, man?
You were at the time of me publishing that video. I didn't say Kent Hovind permanently banned from YouTube. I mean, can you show anything about me without completely misrepresenting me, Kent?
I think so. Are we on it right now?
I don't know.
Take
I don't
that one
know.
down, okay?
I don't know.
Okay.
Are you? No, no, I'm not going to take it down, Kent. I know you would like me to do that because you're very hurt by these videos that I make that you seem to not care about. You claim that you don't care, even though you constantly bring this stuff up. I don't know why you're so concerned with my content. Bro, it's my channel. Okay? Stop telling me how to run my own channel. Shut up.
Kent Hovind disses Darwin. Yep, do that all the time. Whack an atheist. Yep. Now, on our channel, we do a lot of debates with atheists.
Oh, we talk about shooting gay people and, you know, how all the people with AIDS should have died, Hovind. AIDS, kill gay people, Hovind.
We also do a lot of building stuff. Are you struggling with sin? Is God
Yeah, building stuff very unsafely.
mad at you? With basic cedar tree lessons, comments on comments, why tree branches fall off, the zygomatic bone, the zebra, all kinds of stuff teaching about God's amazing creation. Went through the whole alphabet, did a whole series on there. There's lots of stuff on our
Well, you can say the whole alphabet, Kent?
channel to build people instead of just tear down one person.
Okay.
So AJ, I'm trying to help you. Let's see. I texted AJ after his
So whack an atheist. Whack an atheist is not about targeting one person to tear that person down. Okay. Okay, bro.
his YouTube on me. I said, mention my name and get lots of views. Talk about video games and nobody cares.
Okay, Kent, then why is it that when Big Bad Mama uploaded a video to her channel called Big Bad Mama versus Kent Hovind, the video was at about 200 views? It wasn't until I sent my viewers to that channel, to that video, that it went to like 1,300 views. It already had your name in the title, Kent. It seems to me that you have a double standard where you claim that whenever a video has your name in the title, that person is riding on your coattails and they only got those views because they used your name. But when you show a person who has your name in the title and they have like 200 views, you mock that person and say, oh, nobody cares about your content, like you're irrelevant. So which is it, Kent? Like, which is it, bro? And if having your name in the title is so great for views, why is your view count to subscriber ratio so horrible? Answer me that. If you want to talk so much about my views, Kent, my views are way better than yours if you compare subscriber to viewer ratio. Like, what you're saying doesn't match the actual data, which is very, very fitting for you, Kent Hovind, because you live in a fantasy world where you imagine that everybody loves Kent Hovind, and, oh, if you just use Kent Hovind's name in your video, you get so many views. Hovind, views?
He did one video on video games, and 200 people watched it. He mentions me, and he gets 8,000 views. Yeah, I know.
Can we
It's
move
called riding
on?
the
Can we
coattails.
move
I
on?
understand. It's okay.
Okay,
Come through.
okay,
I got a
okay.
cape now. You can ride on the cape, AJ. Yeah, hang on tight. Okay.
Why don't you ride Matt Powell's dick instead?
So these are comments from his channel. I commented on there, and Teo Software. Professor Dave destroyed you, by the way. Well, Teo Software, if you think Professor Dave destroyed me, you did not watch the video, okay?
Yeah, he did watch the video. I watched the video. The people in my live chat watched the video. And the commenter is absolutely correct. You lost that debate. It was one of your worst, most embarrassing losses.
And I'll debate Professor Dave again anytime. He's an excellent teacher in many subjects, He really is. But he's wrong about evolution. There is no evidence for it. Evolution's a religion. He's just brainwashed on that one. He teaches great when he teaches trigonometry or calculus or geometry or a lot of good stuff. He's a great teacher, but he's wrong on evolution, Professor.
Isn't that interesting, Kent? Why do you think that is? That you think that every single field that Professor Dave teaches, he's absolutely correct on and he's a great teacher. But when it comes to the one field that contradicts your literal view of the Bible, all of a sudden that's completely wrong and he's lying to the kids and he's like an evil person. Do you think you might have some sort of confirmation bias there? No, it couldn't be. I couldn't be out of touch. It's Professor Dave who's wrong.
Dave, anytime. Debate you again. Standing for truth, modern day debate, doesn't matter. I'll take you on. Bring it on. Okay. So I texted again. Are you ready to defend your religion of evolutionism in a debate against, again, Mr. Patterson? I'm ready even after the TIA.
Kent Hovind, found guilty of domestic abuse. Cindy Lincoln has a protective order against him because of this. Wife beater, Kent Hovind.
Might help level the playing field a little bit. Call.
Bro, that is so rude. Just outright, straight up. That's really rude, bro. Like, what are you saying? That I'm, like, brain damaged? That I've had a stroke? Is that what you're implying? That's not cool, Kent. Like, that is, like, a really nasty thing to say, dude. Even for you, Kent. Level the playing field. Fuck off, dude.
Standing for truth, the schedule. He said, I'll debate you on modern day debate. Everybody see that? It's on his channel. He claims he will debate me, okay? Modern day debate. Let's see. I did Kent Hovind versus Hugo and Jake on modern day debate.
Hannah and Jake. I know you don't know and you wouldn't use her name anyway. And I think they should probably change the title of that debate. But she goes by Hannah now. I know you don't respect that, but I just wanted to point that out.
Look at that, 3 years ago. Destiny versus Kent Hovind on modern day debate. Let's see, Kent Hovind versus Cy Gart on modern day debate. Wow. Godless Engineer. You debated him, didn't you, Matt? The Godless Engineer? Never? Okay. I'll take them all on anytime. Any of you guys on modern day debates, fine. AJ, challenge accepted. Call modern day debate. Let's see.
Well, I did. I told him about this, and what James told me is that he doesn't want to have you on his channel anymore ever since you got a guilty verdict for domestic abuse.
I debated this guy on modern day debate, debated in this guy, inspiring philosophy on modern day, 55,000 views. Wow, let's see.
Wow.
Professor Dave, I did him on modern day debate, 86,000 views. I'll do it again, Dave, anytime on modern day debate. That's fine. Okay.
I wonder if the view count has anything to do with the actual channel it's on or your opponent. Or are you just going to completely take credit for all of those views because Kent Hovind was in the title? Oh, so impressed. So Hovind. So views. So many views. So many Hovinds. Hovind.
Did Avi Bitterman on modern day debate. Look at that. The Age of the Earth. Kent Hovind versus Science Side Up. Wow, 22,000 views. Let's see. Could the Ark have worked? But Dan Sturl Cardinal. 19,000 views. I did a modern day debate. Let's see. Debated this guy on
modern day Hovind.
RJ Downward on modern day debate.
What does this have to do with me? Like, Kent, you're supposed to be whacking me. What does this have to do with me? Are we going to watch one of my videos? Are we going to respond to any of my scientific claims or my content or talk about evolution? Or like, are we just going to talk about view counts? We're just going to measure our dicks. Just measure our Hovinds. Hovind?
I've had 300 debates. Yes.
I am a 300-inch Hovind.
I'll take you on anytime, AJ, on that channel or Standing for Truth. All I ask.
Take on me. Take on Hovind.
Is that the moderator give equal time to each side.
Oh, because I got that in our debate, Kent. On SFT's channel, I got equal time. Oh, no, I fucking didn't.
No interrupting.
Like you did?
I want him to shut off my mic when it's your turn to talk and shut off your mic when it's my turn to talk.
That didn't happen.
Yeah. Atheist. What's his name?
Aaron Ra. You know, the sun god, Mr. Nelson. Mr. Nelson.
Aaron Ra won't do that. He likes to interrupt all the time. Okay, let's see. Dennis Lamore. Let's see. Modern day debate. Modern day debate. Modern day debate.
Hovind,
I've been on there a bunch of times. And thank you for reminding me. So yes, challenge accepted. Mr. Patterson.
Hovind accepted.
You call modern day debate and set it up. You go first, present the best evidence for evolution.
There's not one singular best evidence for evolution. The best evidence for evolution is the fact that there are so many different unrelated fields of science that confirm evolution, but also cross-confirm it, even though they're unrelated fields. Fields like geology and dendrochronology, the time scales of these things, radiometric dating, these time scales match up with the time scales that we see when we're dating fossils. We're dating layers by index fossils, by using radiometric dating to find absolute dates of layers. These dates match the same evolutionary time scales. They all match up. It's not because of a flood, okay? It's not because of a flood. Great flood, great hovind.
I'll counter it. Then you give your second best evidence. Equal time, no interrupting, no cursing. Fair enough? Challenge accepted. Okay. So anyway, back to comments on your channel. I really appreciate your decency when it comes to Kent's health problems. I do too, by the way, Eric and Mr. Patterson, I agree. I don't think that's a courtesy he would extend.
So you appreciate that, but you can't extend a courtesy to me of just using my freaking YouTube username. You can't just call me AJ like everybody else does. You have to be the special snowflake and use my last name that you got off of my Facebook page, which, like, why? Why do you do things like that? Why are you so patronizing where you're like pretending to be like nice to me when you're actively doing something that you know I wouldn't want you to be doing? Okay?
And to you, you really don't? He said, of course not, but thank you. I would extend that courtesy to anybody. Yeah, of course. If you were...
You can't spell hovind without HIV. Okay, sir, you win the comment section as far as I'm concerned. That's great.
Walking across the street and got hit by a car, I would stop and help you. I would call the ambulance. I'd stay there. I'd do whatever's necessary and witness to you, try to get you saved.
So you would go up to somebody who was just in a car accident on the side of the road, and one of your priorities, other than just making sure that they get the medical attention they need, is in that moment trying to get them converted to your religion? Why? Is it because you think that person is about to die? And, like, why would you do that? That's really inappropriate, Kent. Can it not wait? That's bizarre. Oh, you know, I go up to crash victims all the time, and then, you know, I lift them up, you know, like neck first, like letting their head jerk back, and I say, do you want to be a Christian? Do you want to convert to my religion? Hovind, Hovind. I shake them violently.
Yes, I'm very concerned for you, okay? Let's see, I commented on here on the bottom. On the
yeah, Kent also is the one who caused the accident. That's a little detail.
Contrary, you can call me 855-BIG-DINO, extension 3, anytime. My phone's right there in the window, getting hotspot for us. I can not only be concerned.
Is that why Kent's internet is so bad? Does he seriously stream by using his phone as a hotspot? No. Kent, no. Please tell me that's not true. Wow. I'm not surprised.
I can pray for you. I know the creator of the universe personally. He's my Lord and Savior.
Wow.
I only whack atheists to try to wake them up before it's too late. There are 1,000 ways any of us could die today. Then what? You sure? Krista wrote in, 1,000 ways any of us could die. Then what? Are you sure? No, that's the county coroner who needs to be sure. Oh, Krista, come on. You could die too, okay? Think about it. Just think about it, okay? I know the creator personally. He's my Lord and Savior.
That reminds me, if you guys have ever seen like the Simpsons episode where Homer is like leaning right into Bart's face and he's like, you could die tomorrow, or you could wake up dead tomorrow. Good night, son. And then Kent or Bart's all petrified. Bart Hovind.
Savior. And Krista said, really? Is he as evil as he is described in the Bible? Well, Krista, you must not have read the book. God is a perfectly fair judge, and he will give you exactly what you deserve. Exactly. I don't want what I deserve. Whew, no, I got his mercy. Let's see, Eric wrote again. I'm relatively healthy for now, knock on wood, but thanks. I wish you the best with your health despite your whacking of us. Well, if you get on the creationist side, I'll quit whacking. It's simple, okay? Jesus. Wow. Jesus. Oh, this guy wants to be Jesus. I get it. Play on words. Okay. Identify as a doctor. I think that's a Freudian slip when a trans woman says she identifies as a woman.
Oh, here we go, dude. Oh, I am seriously losing patience for this. I wouldn't recommend use. I'm just stalling. I wouldn't recommend using a phone as a hotspot. Or, I mean, I guess if it works for you, then I say go for it. But I guess for what I do, I need a strong internet connection. But that's just because like my stream is like high resolution. Like I stream in 1440p, and you know I have a lot of effects in OBS going. It probably takes a lot of bandwidth, and like my webcam is high resolution and stuff. Uh, I just okay. Go ahead, Kent. Go ahead.
He thinks that's not legitimate. So he uses a phrase that's quite specific to trans issues because he knows his degree isn't legitimate.
Exactly correct. Right on the money.
I do know my degree is legitimate, okay? And if you don't like it, too bad. Or don't, just fine, no problem. I don't care.
Clearly, you clearly aren't bothered by this, Kent.
Let's see. Tubian, I love it, and Kent would hate it if someone did a video saying, "Welcome to the LGBTQ Kent. Congratulations on having the courage to come out." Why do they call it coming out?
Because you are revealing something about yourself that you've likely kept hidden for a very long time for fear of persecution from people like you, Kent, like Matt Powell. That's the reason that people stay in the closet, is because of people like you, because of the shit that you say, like you're about to say, because they have parents that would kick them out of the house and put them on the street, or uh, assault them, or do any number of things to them, because people fear all kind of repercussions, or they just fear like they're going to be rejected by their family, by their partner, by society. So they hide it, or they hide it from themselves. So when you're coming out, that means that you're telling the truth to not only yourself, but to your loved ones and to society. Okay? That's what it means. And it's not hard, it's not easy. It's a very difficult process. Very difficult, more difficult for some people than others. I had a really easy coming out process, thank goodness, but it's not that easy for other people.
Revealing your idiocy.
I don't really see how somebody having a different sexuality to you would make them less intelligent, Kent. I mean, can you extrapolate on that?
You don't understand? Mama didn't teach you the difference between boy and girl, huh?
I mean, being gay or straight has nothing to do with what your gender is. And you say that we're the ones who are confused.
I don't understand.
Clearly.
I'd be willing to bet within 10 seconds of your birth, the doctor and the nurse figured out which one you were and they wrote it on a certificate. Born, male, female. It's not complicated.
Well, you'd lose that bet because it actually is complicated. Because there are people who exist who are intersex. And if you claim that there's only two genders, there's a gender binary, an absolute binary. So a binary means there's only two options: one or two, 0 or 1, male or female. There's no gray area. There's no other option outside of that. Okay? But if you have somebody who's intersex, that person could have all of the secondary sex characteristics of a male. He could look completely male, like me, but that person might have internal ovaries and not even know it. Or they could have a mixture of penile and vaginal genital tissue, or any other mixture of those things. And then, or they could have XXY chromosomes or XYY chromosomes. So then, how do you fit that person into the gender binary? Do you say they're a male or a female? Well, it is complicated. So by definition, if intersex people exist, then you can't say that there's a gender binary. You can't say that there's only these two options, because there's clearly some distinction, some gray area in between the two. And I'm not necessarily saying that I think intersex is a third gender. I'm just saying that there is some complications to it that I don't think Kent Hovind has ever even considered or knows about. I doubt he would even accept it. But if he did know about it, and I would love to ask Kent about this, I would love to ask, why would God create people who are intersex in the first place? Now, I don't think that there's necessarily something wrong with those people, but I do think it is, you could call it a disorder because normal humans, I would say that, I mean, nobody wants to be born intersex, right? You would want to have what's considered normal genitalia, normal chromosomes. People want to be like everybody else in society for the most part. I'm not saying you couldn't be proud to be intersex or and I certainly think that people could accept themselves for who they are, and I think that's great. But I don't think you would want to be born that way. So why would God create people who are intersex? It doesn't make any sense to me. And Christians are the ones who most loudly say that God created them male and female. Well, I'm not so sure about that.
It's not simple. I can tell you. I taught anatomy. Okay. Dave Cruikshank. You simply can't identify as a recognized expert in a special field. You simply can't identify as a woman if you're male either. Dave?
Why not? If you can identify as a doctor, like, who are you to say that somebody can't do that, Kent? Are you the gender police? Are you going to come to somebody's house and say, no, you can't do that? I'm confiscating your Packer? Like, how does it affect you? So you say that somebody can't do that. Well, you know what, Kent? I say that somebody can. And I actually encourage it. If that makes you feel more comfortable with your self-image and who you are, I say do it. I encourage it. I think that's a good thing, especially because it pisses people like Kent off. That's just a bonus.
If you don't know, look between your legs. If you don't know which one you are, you need some serious help, okay? Gee whiz.
Mm-hmm.
Brother. Doctor isn't a term you simply choose to adopt, and neither is your sex. You don't get to choose which one you want. That was determined before you were born.
So did you just admit that your whole I identify as a doctor thing was BS? Because when you say, well, neither is identifying your sex, I mean, you're basically saying, oh, well, I can't identify as a doctor, but you can't identify as a different sex either.
Man, it's a moniker that has to be earned by an accredited source. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Unless you're DRE or Prepper. What? Pepper, Dr. Pepper. No, I think your sex is determined anatomically, genetically. You cannot change it, okay? You can pretend.
I'd like to add that I wanted to have Amy Newman on this video because she knows a lot more about this intersex subject than I do, and so if I got anything wrong, then that's my bad, you know. Also, I think it's obvious that people who are non-binary don't operate in the gender binary that we have in society by definition, you know.
Now, they talk about accredited. Let's see. Cambridge University started, or Harvard University started in 1636. Wow. It was named for its first benefactor, the Puritan clergyman John Harvard. It's the oldest institution of higher learning in the United States. So if a person gets a degree from Harvard, are they considered, if it's a PhD, are they considered a doctor? Yeah, sure enough, okay. Is Harvard accredited? It's regionally accredited, okay. Let's see. The first accreditation agencies appeared in the late 1800s. Oh, now hold on, AJ. Suppose somebody got a doctor's degree from Harvard from 1636 when they opened up until the late 1800s. So for 2.5 centuries, they were giving out degrees, weren't they? Could the people who got a degree from Harvard still call themselves doctor, even though Harvard wasn't accredited? There weren't accrediting agencies till the late 1800s. If a person earned a PhD from Harvard or Yale or Princeton or any famous school before they became accredited, are they still considered a doctor?
This is just such a pointless, irrelevant question. Because you're talking about the 1600s. Things are completely different then. So it doesn't really have any relevance to now, Kent. But I would say, yeah, because the school eventually became accredited. But guess what? Patriot Bible College will never be accredited. Never.
Just asking. Okay. Accreditation, Harvard. Comprehensive evaluation took place in 2018. Okay.
Bro, your school is not comparable to Harvard. Just stop.
Let's see. Percy Brigman.
And I'm not somebody who thinks that you need to have a big fancy degree to talk about these topics. Like, this is YouTube, bro. I don't have a university degree. I totally admit that I'm a layman on these subjects. I defer to people who are a lot smarter than me, like Dr. Dan or Gutsick Gibbon or any of those people who I'm friends with. That's why I ask them questions a lot when I'm making videos like this. But the thing is that most of the US population, and I'm just going to talk about America because that's where I live, most of the US population does not have an advanced degree in a scientific field. So I think it's important for people, maybe like me, to be able to communicate scientific concepts on a level that the general public can understand. That is one thing I actually appreciate about what Kent tries to do. Now, the things he says are all wrong, but I appreciate it in concept because I think there are a lot of scientists out there who are very, very well versed in their field. They have a great expertise and understanding of their field, but when it comes to communicating that science to the general public, they're not very good at it. Okay? And I am not for the concept, this idea of, oh, scientists should just never debate creationists. I mean, why not? You know? I think that, why is that? Because they say that the creationist is going to be able to appeal to the layman in the crowd a lot better, and they're going to make it seem like, oh, look at this Ivy League scientist. I'm appealing to you guys' common sense. Well, bro, if the creationist is better at communicating, that's on you. That's on you scientists. You guys need to be better at communicating to the public. That's why I really dislike this definition of evolution of, oh, what's evolution? It's a change in allele frequencies. Bro, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. Does anybody know what that means? And I mean, I don't think that's a good definition to use. Because it requires, okay, well, what's an allele? Okay, well, what is an allele frequency? What's the significance of it changing? Okay, I think a much better definition would just be, descent with modification, which I think Darwin said. But I think there's a lot of definitions like that, a lot of scientific jargon that I think people don't understand, and I think that's why Kent can appeal to so many people. I'm sort of rambling now, but I don't know. Sometimes I'm just like, do I even want to let Kent say anything?
Got the degree, a physicist, Nobel Prize, physics winner, got the degree in 1908. Whoa, now wait a minute. If they got their degree in 1908, are they still intelligent, educated?
Yeah, I don't really care.
Theodore Roosevelt got his degree from Harvard. Was it before they were accredited? How about John Adams? He got his before they were accredited. Yeah. How about John Quincy Adams? He got his before they were accredited. Yep. Let's see. Yale University has been accredited continuously since 1929. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What if somebody got a degree before that? I'm just asking. Is this a double standard you guys have? Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Eric said, I appreciate your decency when it comes to Hovind's health problems. Oh, I did that. 1,000 ways we could die. I read these. Okay. That's a lie if I've ever seen one. You don't think I'd be concerned? I'm very concerned about all you atheists. That's why I do this. I'm trying to whack you to wake you up.
Yeah, you're very patronizing and condescending, and I don't believe you. I don't think you have my best interests in heart. And I think that you're just trying to make fun of me, Kent. I think you're just kind of a bully, and you're very rude. And you want to pick on me because I'm a lot younger than you are, and you see me as your intellectual lesser. You don't see us as equals. You don't see us as equals because I'm an LGBT. You think that's wrong, and I'm some sort of twisted, sinning lifestyle. And you think that I'm like evil for being an atheist. So you think very low of me, Kent. So stop trying to act like you're my friend, bro. We're not friends.
I got plenty more to do. How many more things do we have to do around here? It's real busy. The list is endless. I don't need to spend time whacking you guys, but somebody's got to wake you up. You're in front of a speeding car. Wake up. Get out of the way, okay? When a raven cries, not being or trying to be considered in any way, I do have to ask if anyone thought of asking Kent at the moment he had what appears to be a visual real-time mini stroke, if he happened to be smelling burnt toast. No, I did not, okay?
Is that a thing?
I do care for his well-being as a fellow human being on this wonderful planet called Earth. I do sincerely hope he sees a neurologist. I'm not a doctor, but it's very clear something is very wrong. I may not agree with anything he says, but I still wish him no harm. Well, thank you. When a raven cries, I appreciate that, okay? Heather, no one tell him that frogs can change sex. Let him keep using frogs in his example of only 2 genders. Okay, now Heather, focus, listen, look right here, When a frog changes sex, first it happens in the tadpole stage, okay, before it's mature.
Kent, you said that your sex is decided before you're born. Did he not say that, chat? Did he not say that your sex is decided before you're even born? Not when you're a tadpole. I don't care if he was talking about humans. But you can't walk that back, Kent. Don't walk that back. Not gonna let you do that, okay? You're busted, bro. You're busted.
But still, there's only 2 options. Male, female. There aren't 47 genders of frogs.
Well, there are a ton of genders of fungi. You gonna shoot the fungi, Kent? Don't shoot the fungi. Fungi.
It's male or female frog. Okay. Let's see.
There are hermaphroditic frogs, too. And there are 2 different male genders of frogs.
You think the dinosaur guy would know that since we learned it all from Jurassic Park. Okay.
I'm not sure what that comment meant. Jurassic Park? Frog genders? I don't know.
Frogs. Sexual development and reversal happens when the animals are still larvae or tadpoles. Once frogs reach adulthood, they cannot switch sexes so far as we know from National Pornographic. They ought to know. What do you think? Let's see. Clownfish, wrasses, moray eels, other ones here, are known to change sex, including reproductive functions. A school of clownfish is always built into a hierarchy with a female fish at the top. When she dies, the most dominant male changes sex and takes her place.
Well, there you go, Kent. Did you not say earlier that a male cannot identify as a female? You can't change your sex. If you're a man, you can't change to be a woman. Well, in the animal kingdom, we clearly see that this happens. Not talking about gender, not talking about gender expression. We're talking about actual sex and actual reproduction changes where a male animal can change its sex, and that male can be a female and be impregnated by a different male. I mean, if that's not changing your sex, I don't know what is.
Are there 47 different genders of fish or just 2?
Bro, that is such a moving of the goalposts. That's a total moving of the goalposts. You said, oh, there's only 2 genders. There's only 2 hovinds. And then you get comments saying, well, there's animals that can change their sex. And you say, oh, well, they maybe, or that there's frogs that can change their sex when they're in a tadpole. Okay, so you walked back saying that your sex is decided before you're born. And then you got comments saying that there are animals that can actually change their sex in any stage of their life. And you're moving the goalposts now because you're saying, oh, but it's still only 2 genders. Come on, Kent, you're tap dancing, bro. Don't give me that. And it's not even true. There are animals, there are fungi that have more than 2 genders. And even within those 2 genders, there are animals like frogs and salmon that have 2 distinct types of males and then 1 female. So you said it's not complicated. There's only male and female. It's decided before you're born. But all of that was wrong, Kent. And now you're walking it back and you're moving the goalposts because this is what you always do.
You're right. There are some that can. I think that's pretty cool the way God designed that.
Oh, so now it's pretty cool. You're busted, Kent. You're busted.
That's real cool. But there's still only 2. Dos. It's zwei. Okay, German folks, okay. Forrest Valkai, an evolutionary biologist who teaches science on the internet. Oh, that's a badge of honor. Embarks on a quest to endure videos from people who claim everything he studied in college is wrong. I don't know what all you studied in college. If you
What
learned
is
he came from a rock, that's wrong. Will he be convinced by creationist claims, or will he remain steadfast in his study of science? That's not the, like, you want blue or green? There's other colors, you know.
why are you bringing up Forrest, Kent? Are you okay?
So you're going to believe in creation or believe in science? Well, evolution isn't science. You're missing the point. They give a false dichotomy here. This guy, Forrest, says there are 16 genders. Forrest, you and your mama need to have a long talk.
If somebody in chat, even if it's after the stream, if you guys can find me the video that this thumbnail actually comes from, I have not been able to find this actual thumbnail anywhere on YouTube or TikTok or wherever. So I cannot find the video where Forrest apparently said this.
16. Tell you what, which of them can make babies? How many genders do frogs have? In most frog species, the female is larger than the male. So frog size relative to a standard can be a good method of gender identification.
Oh, and when he said 16 genders, was he talking about humans? Was he talking about fungi? Was he talking about frogs? Or what species was he talking about? You can't just say, oh, 16 genders and just move on. Like, I need to know more information about what he was actually talking about. No, I have no plans to debate Kent Hovind again. The last debate I did with him was really pointless and frustrating. And I feel like there's ultimately no reason to debate Kent, because what's going to happen if I debate Kent Hovind? I'm going to go in there. I'm going to spend all this time preparing and making slides and rehearsing an opening statement and writing all these notes about trying to have arguments ready for what I think Kent's going to say. And Kent is going to do zero prep. And then he's going to repeat his same talking points like he always does. He's going to ignore everything I say. He's going to interrupt me at every chance I get. And he's going to try and embarrass me and talk shit about me, and like he did last time. So screw that. I think he totally lost his chance for me to want to debate him again by the way he behaved in the last debate. I have no desire to do it again.
In some species, the female frog is darker in color. In others, the male is darker. Well, okay.
Go watch my first debate with Kent again if you want to see a different debate. I think that was a much better performance on my part. Like, the circumstances of that debate were not very good for me. Like, I was just not in a good place mentally leading up to that debate. And, I think it showed. It was just unfortunate timing, to be honest.
How many genders of cows? Adult females are called cows. Adult males are referred to as bulls.
What does this have to do with my channel? How is this a whack and atheist about me? Why are we talking about this? I don't care, Kent. You're ignorant. Educate yourself. I don't care. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Are there 47 genders of cows? AJ, come on now. Are there more than 2 genders of cows? Just
different species of different animals will have different numbers of genders. Most of them have 2. You're right, but not all of them. Some of them have 2 genders, but they will have different sort of classes of male, like I talked about with the coho salmon, where it has, I think, jacknoses and then another type of male, where the males will have different sizes, different colorations. They'll have different behavioral patterns. They have different functions when it comes to reproduction or raising the babies, or their sort of role in the society of that animal population. And they're very distinct roles, so much so that scientists will actually say, like, this species has 2 separate male genders. Sometimes it's more than that. Sometimes, like, there are frogs that will have 2 male genders and a female gender and a hermaphroditic gender. Kent? And then fungi have lots and lots of genders. Much more than 2. But the thing is, when it comes to humans, Kent, because what you're really getting at is you want to talk about human gender. Oh, we have a super chat from Hannah Veda. It says, AJ, this video helped me power through some chores I've been procrastinating for weeks. Thank you. Well, I'm very glad that I could assist you in that, because I am a notorious procrastinator. But, in my experience, if you start doing it then you'll likely just get all of it done. So good for you. Um, Kent's talking about human genders here. The thing is that I will say that sex and gender are a different thing. I think that you have a biological sex at birth, and transgender people acknowledge this. They don't think that this isn't true. So that's why they say, like, I'm a trans woman or I'm a trans man. They identify that way. They're acknowledging that I was assigned male at birth and I'm transitioning to live my life as a female, a trans woman. My gender expression is female. I'm passing as a female. In 99% of all societal interactions, people are going to treat me as a female because in normal society, we don't go around checking people's genitals and making sure they have what they're supposed to. So people acknowledge that. But when it comes to gender, it's a lot more arbitrary because we have gender roles. Like, it was just sort of put on us that little girls like to play with Barbies and boys should play with like Tonka trucks and like fake power tools. There's no reason that has to be that way. So those are gender roles. And gender can be a spectrum. Your gender expression can be a spectrum. And there are people who are men, but they have they're in touch with a feminine side, or they have feminine traits, and vice versa. There are women who can be more butch or tomboys or whatever. So it's obviously a spectrum. It's the same thing with sexual orientation. Okay? Nobody's like 100% straight. Everybody's a little bit gay. Okay? I mean, in my opinion, I think everybody's bi. They just don't realize it yet. But yeah, so Kent, I mean, really, if you think about it, there's an infinite amount of genders. So I just blew Kent Hovind's mind.
Yes, just simple yes or no. Do the cows think there are more than two genders? Come on now. Pine trees possess both male and female reproductive structures. That's true. How many pine trees we got on our property here? A whole bunch, okay?
Yeah, what gender is Matt Powell?
Both male and female cones on the same tree. Typically, the male cones that produce pollen are located on the lower branches.
There you go. What's up with that, Kent? You gonna explain that?
Male elephant is called a bull. The female elephant is called a cow. A baby elephant is called a calf. Two genders. How to sex African elephants. Only two. The baby elephant figures it out in a few minutes and knows right where mama is and goes to find lunch.
Were you there?
A baby elephant, just a few minutes old, can figure it out. How do you tell if a giraffe is male or female? By looking at the horns. Both male and female giraffes have horns, but the top of the horn on a male are almost always bald. A female giraffe's horns will be completely covered with hair. I bet there's other ways to tell the difference too.
I want to look at the giraffe's dick. Hovind?
Let's see.
Giraffe dick, Hovind?
Fly genders mirror those of more advanced species. When they mate.
Oh, wow. Animals.mom.com. Oh, that's a scientific source, Kent. That's a very reliable source. Mom.com, bro? Are you serious? Mom.com, this dude.
The male introduces sperm into the female develop and lay eggs to create the next generation. How many genders of flies are there?
800.
2. They don't get confused about it, okay?
Yes, they do.
They believe they came from a rock, fearless numbskull. What is it? No, okay. We believe God made us from the dust of the earth. Dr. Kent contradiction. Well, now, fearless, calm down. Listen, focus, okay?
Yeah, this comment obviously needs to calm down. He's very, very excited and amped up. What? Dude, Kent is going to go on this long rant about this.
You do believe you came from a rock.
No, you do. So you're projecting. Okay, we have a super chat for $2 from the Laughing Man. It says Eve came from Adam. So Adam had both genitals. This is what I'm saying. Adam was intersex, bro. So there might not have been an Adam and Steve. There was an Adam and Eve, but Adam was intersex
And I believe God made
or non-binary.
us from dust. No question.
And you can't stop me. Hey, we had somebody join my channel membership. So I made a post about this today, and YouTube has sent me this email. They're like, we want to help you succeed, Atheist Junior. So if you open up your channel memberships, we're going to give you a bonus, which I'm not going to say how much it was. But in addition to that, they'll give you $5 for each person who signs up as a member, up to $500, as long as it's within the next 30 days. So if you guys want to sign up for my channel memberships, you can check out the perks. It gives you some extra like emojis in the chat, highlighted comments, and there's different pricing tiers. So if you want to support the channel in that way, you can. You don't have to. It's no pressure, but YouTube was kind of like nagging me to set this up, so I did, just letting you guys know. Okay, moving on.
Let me explain it to you. Intelligent people can locate clay in the earth, mine it, and shape it into millions of things like pottery. I had somewhere here a little pottery. Well, I don't know where it is now. Stuff gets moved around, okay? I believe intelligent people can take clay out of the earth and shape it into all kinds of things. They can make pottery. They can make ceramic figurines. I believe that, okay? The coffee cup made from pottery, clay taken out of the ground. Some intelligent mind made this, and somebody really intelligent labeled it Dr. Kent, the science gent. That does not prove the coffee cup can shape itself. This is what you guys don't get. For God to take clay out of the ground and make a human is very different than the clay making a human by itself, which is what you believe. Intelligent people can locate iron ore in the earth and mine it out. We got a bunch here. You guys were digging on it today, weren't you? That huge iron ore rock. That thing's big. It's iron ore. It's probably the size of a school bus.
Okay, we have a super chat from Nico Miki. I butchered that. It says, shut up, YouTube. I'm sorry, I thought that was an appropriate time to insert an ad. I'm greedy. I apologize. I'm like, Kent, buy my DVDs. Yeah, send me money. Send me your money. All right, make your checks out to Atheist Junior.
Yeah, we got a lot of iron ore here, okay? They can mine it out. We have iron ore on our property, lots of it here, DAL. Intelligent people can take the iron ore and smelt it down and make steel. I believe that. Intelligent people can take the steel and roll it into sheets or shape it into other things, stamp it into parts. Intelligent people can do all of that with iron ore turned to steel. Intelligent people, and even some not so intelligent, can take the parts and assemble a car. I believe that.
What does this have to do with me, Kent? I want more attention. Why are you not paying attention to me, Kent? I feel neglected, bro. This is supposed to be Whacking Atheist AJ, not Whacking Atheist. Kent whines about his stupid degree.
That does not prove the iron ore can make itself into a car.
Yes, it does. You're wrong. I disagree.
Don't you guys understand?
Yes.
God can take the dust from the ground and fashion a man. That does not.
No, he can't. Debunked. Fedora tip. Theist debunked. Fundy owned. Atheist. Ponage. Get fucked, Kent. I win. You're wrong. Boom.
The dust can make the man by itself without intelligent design. Do you atheists have any idea how complex the human body is?
Yes.
How could you study a car and think it happened by chance?
Yes.
Is it possible for one screw, just a screw, to make itself out of the iron ore?
Yes.
Has anybody ever been digging through an iron mine and found, well, here's a slingshot wrist rocket made out of some iron?
Cock rocket.
Okay. Do you think there's any chance at all that this iron they found this way in the iron ore? Do you think so?
Yes.
Just a nail, a screw, a nut, a bolt. No, it never happens unless somebody drops one in there in the iron.
Bro, a nut can happen spontaneously. Trust me, Kent. Trust me.
Mine. So when you find here we go, cable clamp. I'd be willing to bet $5 this was created.
You'd lose that bet, Kent. Theist owned.
It did not form itself.
Yes, it did.
It's not complicated. It's real simple, guys. AJ,
No.
iron ore does not make itself into any parts, and
Yes, it
dust does
does.
not make itself into a human. You have
I agree. I agree, bro. You can't make a human out of dust. I'm glad we agree on this, Kent. Glad we agree on that. Humans can't be made out of dust. You see that diagram you're showing? Which part is the dust? Can you point that out? Which part is the God breathed part? Is there an organ for dust that God breathed on? No. Oh, okay.
a whole lot of extremely complicated systems. You have a digestive system, a vascular system that's
A hovind system.
mind-boggling in its complexity.
I'm just 100% not taking this fucking dude seriously anymore. Like, this is really just getting old, honestly.
The way the capillary action provides part of your blood pressure.
How did he contradict himself? I mean, I'm sure he did, but I must have missed that.
It's just stunning the way it's designed. Okay, the little valves in the legs to stop the blood from flowing backwards due to gravity. How long did it take for humans to evolve those? Okay.
Why do people have blood clots and die? Like, why do people choke to death because they have the same pipe that we eat food through, we swallow food through, is the same pipe we breathe through? Like, why do humans have so much back pain? Why is childbirth so painful? Like, why are babies' heads so big and the woman's birth canal is so small? Like, that doesn't make sense. Would you happen to know how the 7-day cycle proves God? I tried to debate someone on it, but I never even got an answer what it was about. Does anyone know? Well, I mean, I obviously don't think that it does prove God. Are you trying to understand a theist argument who said this? Because, oh, I think I might see where you're coming from. So I think that I've heard this sort of argument before, and I think what it is it's sort of an ad hoc explanation where they're trying to explain something after the fact by saying, well, it's just natural that humans operate on a 7-day sort of time scale. We use a 7-day week. That's must prove God because God created the earth in 6 days and then rested on the seventh, I think. But that's not true. That's the Gregorian calendar. Societies all through history have had different calendars. We use different calendars even today. I mean, I would think that most of them are 7 days, but I don't think that every calendar in the history of Earth has had a 7-day week. I would say I'm sure that it hasn't. So that's just taking their own biased perspective and using an ad hoc argument to apply it backwards and say, well, this must prove God because since my book says that God did his shit in 7 days and we have a 7-day week, well, that just proves that God exists. I don't think that proves that God exists. I think that would be their argument. I think it's very weak because there's really not a good argument for God's existence, I think, except, I mean, there might be one, but I'm not going to get into it right now, maybe later in the stream. But I hope that answered your question.
You have a skeletal system that's incredibly complex. Those 206 or 2.
Oh, yeah, he did say that you can't make a man from dust. But I think what Kent was saying is that the man can't make itself from dust. You have to have a God creator, a deity to do it. So Kent's really shitty straw man argument is that, people will point out, rightfully so, that Kent, you say that we believe we came from a rock, but you think that humans were created from dust, and dust is just hovind, small particles of rock that are broken up, just really small particles of rock. And he has to concede that, well, yeah, I do believe that, but it's logical for God to use dust to create man, but it's not logical for man to create itself from the dust. His straw man argument being that we think evolution says that man created itself from rocks, it's just an absolute straw man. It's pure projection.
215 bones as a baby, some grow together. 206 bones in your body and they all work together, are amazing. I've broken, 9 of mine to heal itself. How long did the healing process take to evolve? Yeah, interesting enough just to get the bone. But then if you break it, it'll heal? Why? The digestive system is incredible. How about the little epiglottis that prevents the food from going the wrong direction?
Why do we even need that? Why do we have the same tube that food goes down is the same tube as our windpipe? Why do we even need that in the first place? Why not just have 2 separate tubes? Because the epiglottis doesn't always work.
For a long time, they didn't have it. Everybody, they would swallow food and spit it back out, and swallow it again, spit it back out. The lymphatic system, the balance system, the skin. 1 square inch of skin on your body is more complex than the space shuttle.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
1 square inch of skin.
Nope.
How many square inches did you scrape off on the motorcycle wreck the other day? Yeah, a bunch. Is it healing up?
I would hope it's not a lot of square inches. I mean, if your claim is that this diagram represents a square inch of skin, then if this guy lost a significant amount of skin, that would mean that his, like, not only did he get road rash, which is mostly just your top layer of your epidermis rubbing off, but he lost actual muscle tissue down to the vein and the fat cells. Like, I'm pretty sure that isn't what happened, Kent, because you have a lot of layers of skin. Like, you have your top layer of your epidermis, and then you have a top layer of dead skin, and then you have a lot of layers of skin underneath it that get sort of pushed up as the top layer dies and your body sheds those skin cells. But like this diagram shows, underneath that you have the nerves, veins, and muscle tissue and the fat cells. And if you're like losing that, you're talking about serious scarring and like actual like loss of muscle that you're never going to get back. So I would think usually what happens in a motorcycle accident is that if somebody falls off their bike and they're sliding along the road, what they'll do is, hopefully they're wearing a helmet and a motorcycle jacket, but they will sort of roll along the ground. That way, you know, they'll roll, and not quickly, but they'll have one side of their body on the road, and then when that gets hot, they'll move and sort of roll to a different side. That way you're not letting one part of your body take too much of the friction from the road. But yeah, I would hope that the guy is not losing that much skin and like actual tissue.
Hovind. Yeah. Look at that. See? Heals right up. Yep. 2 weeks. How long did the healing process take to evolve? All you atheists out there? Let's see. The respiratory system is phenomenal in its complexity. You breathe in, separate out the oxygen you want, take the blood that has collected poisons and stuff and put them in and exhale them. How long did the respiratory system take to evolve in the alveoli and the little tiny air sacs in there? You guys really honestly think all this happened by chance? Each system of the body is mind-boggling in its complexity. But to make it more amazing, they all work together. And they grow with the body, and they heal themselves. I don't think a person who has really honestly studied anatomy can say it happened by chance. You'd have to lie to yourself. If you wish to believe all the systems happen by chance, you can believe anything you want. But that's not science.
So the pristine ability to heal by regeneration was lost, and thus repairs by inflammation and subsequent deposition of matrix protein or scar tissue. It evolved as a result of mammalian healing. And this happened as life forms evolved from a single cell to amphibian and finally mammal. So, I mean, many, many millions and millions of years, maybe even more than that. But I don't understand how asking, oh, how long did this thing take to evolve? That doesn't invalidate evolution. We don't have to know the exact time scale that it took for this thing to evolve, because that's such a sort of like abstract concept, the concept of healing itself. How do you even quantify that? And you're talking about humans, so modern humans didn't even exist until very recently. So your question is just malformed from the beginning. And asking that, it's just a stupid gotcha. It doesn't invalidate that evolution happened and is continuing to happen. Hovind.
Science is what we observe and study and test and demonstrate.
No, your definition sucks.
What we observed is complicated things don't happen by chance.
They absolutely do. Look at crystals in nature. Crystals on their own in nature become more complex without outside input. Can you explain that, Kent? No, you can't. Theist refuted, owned by atheist. Tips Fedora.
But you atheists are determined to leave God out of your life, aren't you?
Hell yeah.
You would believe your respiratory, digestive, circulatory system, reproductive system all happened by chance. And some of you can't even figure out the reproductive system, how that
What are you going to do about it? Tough guy?
works. There's two, okay? But that's a different story.
Yeah, 2 nuts, Kent, and you can suck on them.
Randall, I've seen some real dumb people figure out that.
Okay, fuck off. Okay, let's see. How much time is left in this video? Oh, Jesus Christ. 9 minutes? No. No. Kent, I'm cutting you off, bro. Cutting you off. I've taken enough abuse from Kent Hovind in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I'm sorry if I've just been a little bit like just out of it. I've had a really long day and I'm just at a level of like zero patience for Kent's bullshit right now. But I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Kent, if you're gonna do a Whack an Atheist about me, like, why don't you actually show one of my videos? Why don't you respond to some of my philosophical or scientific claims about evolution or about theology and Christianity? Like, let's have some sort of back and forth discussion, bro. Like, I don't want to just talk about, oh, there's only 2 genders, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Okay? Like, I'd rather talk about something of actual substance. So, thank you to the people who sent super chats. Thank you especially to Stacy C for signing up. My first channel membership. If you guys see that little join button by where the subscribe button is, you can check out some of the perks if you're interested. I'll have to check if that is the thing where you can sign up just monthly for it, because I set up pricing tiers where, because it starts off at $4.99, but I think that's like too expensive. So I set up one that's just like 99 cents. But there's no obligation for any of you guys to support my channel financially, because just by viewing my content, you're already doing that. By engaging with the videos and liking the streams, liking the videos, and commenting and getting into arguments with theists in the comments, all that stuff is going to boost my engagement and boost my ranking in the YouTube algorithm and help more people find my videos. I think it's really cool that if you actually, you could try this out. If you go on YouTube, maybe even sign out of your account, just search the word atheist, you'll actually see some of my videos pop up on the front page. I think that's really cool, you know? That the channel has actually grown. So I've got some interesting developments, a lot of collaborations with other channels that I'm working on right now that maybe I can't necessarily talk about publicly, but they're definitely going to be happening. I know that me and Emma Thorne are definitely going to be working together again in the future, but she's been getting over COVID. I do want to say, though, congratulations to Emma Thorne for passing 100,000 subscribers. That is incredible. Like, seriously, I'm very impressed and jealous. And, you know, Emma is a friend of mine, and, you know, I thought she was at like 40K the last time I looked. I'm like, when did she get to 100,000 subs? That's crazy. And YouTube sent her the big plaque. I want one of those. I'm going to steal it. Go and check out the debate that me and Mark Reed did on Modern Day Debate, or actually go and watch it on Mark's channel. I know that a lot of you guys don't want to support Modern Day Debate channel. Go and watch it on Mark's channel if that's how you feel, and I totally understand. But yeah, like the videos, sub to the channel if you haven't already. And I will just see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for the support, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Yes, I'm fixing this as you're watching. That's how janky my stream is. Thank you guys for watching.